Hello, my name is Amber from Nassau English School, and today I have another free English class for you. So every week, 2 days a week, I work with IC Group Education to bring you guys a free English class. Okay, this class is on a really important topic, something that students find really difficult. It's a pronunciation class on how to pronounce past tense ed verbs. Okay, past tense pronunciation of ed verbs. So past tense verbs often end in ed. These are known as regular past tense verbs. And the examples we have here are watched, planned, and looked. Okay, and it's the end of the word that we want to focus on. Okay. So as I said, this can be very difficult and very confusing, but there are 4 easy rules to help, and we're going to look at each one. Okay, so I hope you're ready and we can begin the class. So as I said, there are 3 different types of pronunciation when we pronounce this ed sound. The most common one that students pronounce, this is the one that most students will say, is the id sound. You also have a t sound and a d sound. Id, t, and d. Don't worry, I'm going to explain more, but these are the 3 sounds we're going to be looking at today. So, to know how to pronounce these past tense verbs, we need to pay attention to the final sound before the ed. So for example, we have want, okay? The final sound is the t, want. That becomes wanted. We also have help, becomes helped. And we have clean, n becomes cleaned. Okay, it's the final sound before the ed that we need to pay attention to. Okay, have a look again. So want becomes wanted. You have the id sound. Want becomes wanted. Tid, it. Help, final sound is the p, becomes helped. And then finally the clean, n becomes cleaned. Okay, you're focusing on that final sound. So then you're thinking, okay, but how do I know which I need to pronounce? Is it the id, is it the t, or the d sound? Don't worry, we're going to have a look at those now. So this is the slide you need. So when the final sound is a t or a d, we add id, or we pronounce id. Okay, so want, the t sound becomes wanted. Need, final sound is d, becomes needed. And the same start, final sound, the t sound, start, becomes started. Notice here that all of these words now become 2 syllables. You have wanted, needed, and started. It's 2 syllables. Okay, so the first rule, when the final sound is a t or a d, we pronounce an id sound. Id with 2 syllables. Wanted, needed, started. This is rule number 1. Okay, rule number 2 then. When the final sound is voiced, we add a d sound. Okay, what do I mean by voice? Is any sound that we make that causes a vibration in our throat. Okay, so the first one is cool. The la, we feel the vibration. Cool, you will feel the vibration here. And the second one is clean. You'll feel vibration. Clean, you're here. And also for the final one, you have the word close. Remember, it's the sound, not the final letter. So you have close. Okay, the z sound is vibrations here. Close. You'll feel the vibrations here. So if the final sound is voiced, you feel a vibration, you need to add a D sound, a D sound. So cool becomes cooled, clean becomes cleaned, and close becomes closed. Okay, and a voice sound so you can feel the vibrations. Pay attention, make sure you are listening for the sound, not the letter. Okay, for example, close, we pronounce that S as a Z, and we can feel it here. Okay, so that's the second rule. If it's a voiced sound, add the D. Cooled, cleaned, closed. Okay, moving on to the third rule. So when the final sound is unvoiced, this is the opposite. Okay, so you will feel no vibrations here. All of the sound is made in the mouth. Okay, so there are no vibrations. And the examples we have are watch, ch, ch, ch. Okay, there's no vibration. I make the sound in my mouth. You have wash, sh, sh. Again, the sound is done in the mouth. It's unvoiced. And kiss, s, 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 s. Again, all unvoiced. And we're going to add the t sound. So you have watched, washed, and kissed. Okay, I'll say it again. You have watched, washed, and kissed. Again, these are now still one syllable. Watched, washed, kissed. Okay, one syllable. We do not say watch it, wash it, kiss it. It's a t sound, a short t. Okay, so this is when we have an unvoiced final sound. Moving on then. This is the final rule. And this is when the final sound is a vowel sound. And your vowels are A, E, I, O, U. So when the final sound, not letter, the final sound is A, E, I, O, U, we add a D sound. So for example, we have play, A sound is the final sound, play becomes played. Follow, O is your final sound, becomes followed with the D sound. And continue, U is your final sound, becomes continued. Again, these are one syllable, okay? You have played, followed, continued. Okay, continued is more than one syllable, but we are not adding an extra syllable for the ED. Okay, so you have the vowel sound A, E, I, O, U, add a D sound at the end. Play, A becomes played, follow becomes followed, continue becomes continued. Okay, so they are the 4 rules on how to pronounce ED verbs, ED past tense regular verbs. What we are going to do now is a listening practice for you. So the idea is very simple. There is a sentence on the screen and I will read this sentence and you need to tell me what pronunciation I am using. Is it the id, the t, or the d? Okay, is it id, t, or d? There are 5 questions in total, so I'll go through all of them and then we will look at the answers. This is great listening practice for you, and then when we finish, you can go back and use it as speaking practice as well. So number 1, Sarah dreamed about moving to London. Sarah dreamed about moving to London. Is it id, the t, or the d sound? Final time. Sarah dreamed about moving to London. Okay, that is number 1. Number 2. Okay, Jane finished her homework early. Jane finished her homework early. Final time. Jane finished her homework early. Is it id, t, or d? Okay, that's number 2. I'll give you a little bit of time to think. One more time. Jane finished her homework early. Okay. The next one, number 3. Sophie stopped at the supermarket on her way home. Sophie stopped at the supermarket on her way home. What can you hear? Is it id, ta, or da? Sophie stopped at the supermarket on her way home. Moving on to number 4, don't worry if you're confused. I will go over the answers with you and explain why it's the pronunciation it is. So number 4 then, the mum kissed her baby. The mum kissed her baby. Is it id, ta, or da? Okay, last time, the mum kissed her baby. And the final one then, number 5, I wasn't invited to the party. I wasn't invited to the party. What sound can you hear? Is it id, ta, or da? I wasn't invited to the party. Okay, that is the last one. I'll give you a few seconds to give me your answers, and then we're going to go over the answers and I'll explain why it is id, why it's ta, or why it is da. Okay, so the first one then, the word was dream. Dream. Okay, it's a vibration, so it becomes dreamed. Dreamed. Okay, Sarah dreamed, if you overpronounce dreamed, about moving to London. Okay, this is a voice sound, so it's the duh. The next one, Jane finished her homework early. Finish, sh, 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 is the final sound, so it's a t sound. Finished, finished. Okay, your final sound is sh, so we add a t. Finished, finished. Jane finished her homework early. Number 3 is we had shop, p, 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 p. That's your final sound. Shop becomes shopped. Okay, shopped. Sophie shopped at the supermarket on her way home. Sophie shopped at the supermarket on her way home. Your final sound is unvoiced. The p, p, p. Shop becomes shopped. Okay. Number 4 then, you had kissed. Okay, kiss, s, s. The final sound is unvoiced. The s, s is all in your mouth. Okay, therefore we add the t sound. Kiss becomes kissed, kissed. Okay, or if you're saying it fast or at a natural speed, kissed. Okay, and then finally number 5 is invited. Okay, invited. The final sound on invite, invite, is a T. So the answer is invited, tid, the id sound. I wasn't invited to the party. I wasn't invited to the party. Okay guys, that is today's class. Thank you so much for listening along with me and trying to get this correct. It is quite complicated, but I hope with these rules you can begin to practice your pronunciation. What I maybe recommend doing is going through finding regular past verbs and practicing them with this lesson. Okay, as you get better, I promise you won't even think, you will just say it naturally. But these are rules for you to help learn the pronunciation. Carry on practicing, and I hope you enjoyed the class. If you would like to have more free lessons, have a look at Nacelle English School's Instagram. I have free classes there as well for you guys if you would like them. Thank you again. This was a difficult class, so well done for following it, and I will see you next week. Goodbye.